So for anyone who was not in class over Thursday and Friday, this is just to take you through our blog assignment that is on Google Classroom. I'm going to start off by opening the rubric. And in taking a look at this, there's an explanation at the top that will tell you all about the assignment. But what you're going to do is take a look at this middle text box where we, for this class, are going to find an online article or video from 2017, as it says in the gray box, that expands on something we discussed in class. And you got to find it from a scholarly source, but it can be a video, it can be a podcast, it can be an article, anything that would fall under scholarly. And you will provide a direct link to that article, video, or podcast at the top of your blog post. And I'll show you how to make your blog in a couple minutes. What you're going to do is you're going to connect something from globalization, population growth, anything from Europe. So if you like the refugee crisis, if you wanted to talk about the European Union and its expansion or Brexit, any topic covered is up for grabs. And you're going to connect it to something we talked about, but then you're going to expand on it. And I'll explain how that goes. So once you find your article, which it would help to get it cleared by me, shoot it to me via email, and I can check it for you. The first paragraph you're going to write is just a summary. That should be probably a decent sized paragraph, 5+ sentences, I'm guessing, since you always need to know a number. And the paragraph 2 is where you do a lot of the actual analysis. So in paragraph 2, you're going to connect the article to class content. You can do a compare and contrast piece. You can argue a new perspective. You can make a new educated observation that expands on previous knowledge, come to a new conclusion based on new information. You have to provide a new angle. It can't just be something that we've already studied and the same exact story, but maybe you find a new twist on Brexit. Maybe you find something different about the refugee crisis than we studied in class. So it has to have some new conclusion. Then after you're done, you're going to respond to 2 other students' blog postings with a great comment. Now that could be a question, that could be to agree or disagree, that could be to clarify something that they said, sharing your experience or your article to support or refute a statement they've had in a constructive and collegial way. And then at the bottom, you'll see the point breakdown for all of this is going to be out of 20 points. Now, what I'm going to walk you through is how to begin your blog. So I am going to open another tab. And now that I'm on this tab, I am going to go to blogger.com, blogger.com. And I'm going to click the big orange button that says create your blog. If you're doing this on your iPad, make sure that you're using Chrome or Safari. Do not download the app. It costs like $5.99, whereas the web-based software is free. I'm going to go ahead and log into a different Gmail account, maybe. One that does not have a blogger. And as I go through all this great stuff, it's going to take me to the beginning of my blogger creation. Now, we are going to select to choose a blogger profile that is limited because you do not have a Google Plus account. For your name, you're going to do your full name and then hit continue to blogger. After which it will take you here. Now, the nice thing is there's an orange button right at the bottom that says create new blog. If you don't see that in the upper left-hand corner next to new blog, you can click the drop down and it's here as well. So new blog in either location, we're going to click that. We're going to entitle this blog CCB and then your first name and last name. CCB stands for Class Connections Blog, which is the name of this assignment. And then what I like to do is just copy this, paste it below, and take out your spaces. By taking out your spaces, it will automatically assign you a URL. If it doesn't allow with your first name and last name, obviously I just use Mr. Gonzalez. If you add a number to it, it will eventually give you your blog. Choose a template for now. You can always change it. I'll show you how. And click create blog. Once it says it's created successfully, it will take you to your successful page. And do not buy a URL unless you want to pay $12.99 a year for this, which I would not suggest. So now that you're here, what you will do when you're ready to create your first blog post is simply hit New Post. This is our first entry. So with our post, we would name it CCB1 for Class Connections Blog 1, and then whatever title you would have. So if I was doing one that followed up the chocolate trade, but did it for coffee, I could call it whatever I'd like, but I have to spell it right. I would have an article that supports this. That would allow you to use this link button if I needed to. It would have my text to display where the URL link should go to, and I would just want that at the very top. It does limit your fonts, which it makes me very, very sad, but you can always change what your default font is. And when you're done with this, so as you're typing, you can hit save. Most students tend to type this in Google Docs and then copy and paste it into here. And the reason why they do that is because you'd have to keep hitting the save button here. Now, if I typed something up and I wanted to see what this looks like, I can hit preview. Now I can see what my previewed blog looks like, just with that little bit of typing. You see comments, see what my template looks like. I'm going to go back to my Blogger page. And as I go here, in order for people to see it and the public to see it, I need to hit publish. Once I hit publish, my blog is completely published for anybody to see. If I need to change it, I go back into it and I simply hit update, and it automatically updates it for me then. It does have some nice things like being able to see how many people are viewing it, how many comments I have on here. If I want to view that blog, I can hit view. And now I can see my blog. Now, from here, what I can do is I can just take that URL at the top that says CCB Mr. Gonzalez 9999.blogspot.com, and I can copy and paste this back into this page. We have our blogs, and I made a table on a doc. And as this loads, if I were Grace Calabria, I would simply paste my URL here. And if I was Grace and I decided I was going to comment on Jamie's as well as Mazer's, I would put their names for the people I've commented on. If you've got any questions in the lead up to it, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, I hope this was helpful, but don't post your URL until you have finished your blog so people know that your blog is done. So obviously you can see here, nobody's blogs are done yet and ready to be commented on. But once you see a blog URL, it is fully acceptable that you go on and start commenting. Okay? Any questions, email me or ask me in class. Have a great day.